Everyone dreams. But have you ever felt that your dreams are something more? That you are tapping into something great and powerful when you imagine a world of hope and fear, fantasy and terror? Everyone looks at the world and thinks how it could be, rather than how it is. After all, changing the world starts with dreams, with imagining something other than a miserable reality, something that makes the world a little happier, brighter, better than what it is, even if it's just for a little while. That's what the dreaming is. There's no internal logic to the dreaming, but when you're there, it feels more real than anything you've ever experienced. And that's because the dreaming is in a symbiotic relationship with the real world. Deep within the dreaming, supposedly, lies Arcadia, the home of the Fae. These inhabitants of the dreaming are living stories, creatures of narrative given agency and individuality, acting out great adventures in the dreaming and Arcadia alike. Nobody actually knows what Arcadia is like, or at least nobody that can be asked, but it's thought of as an idyllic, perfect world, a paradise for the Fae. But the doors to Arcadia have been slammed shut for hundreds of years due to an event called the Sundering, when people started to stop believing in the Fae, and the doors were shut, possibly as a defense to keep the dreams of mankind from changing Arcadia itself. Mists, mechanisms that hide the world of the fairies from the world of humans, were established as the split grew between the mundane and the mythic, causing the records and evidence of dragons and unicorns and other bygone beasts to be dismissed by the mortal mind. Not all fairies were in Arcadia when it was closed, and the Fae that were still on Earth at the time couldn't get back. They were cut off from their homeland, trapped on Earth, a world with dreams, certainly, but not a world of dreams. You see, humanity's imagination gives power to the dreaming, and in turn, the dreaming inspires humanity towards great things. But the world tries to chip away at those dreams, tries to replace them with a boring, banal reality. Banality is the force of human disbelief, and anything that removes the wonder from the eyes of a child, anything that teaches one not to believe in magic or fairies, is a source of banality in the world. Although glamour, the stuff of dreams and the energy that fuels the dreaming and the powers of the Fae, is present here on Earth, it was not enough to protect the Fae from banality, and so, the Changeling Way was created. Since humans are the creatures most responsible for the glamour and can also be boring, cynical, empty fonts of banality, the human body proved to be the perfect shield against the world crushing down on the Fae. Through powerful magics, the surviving fairies began incarnating in human bodies. A changeling created this way would live much of their life thinking they are an average human, albeit one with more capacity for dreaming and imagination, until one day they undergo the chrysalis and awaken to their fairy nature. Rediscovering their lost soul and lost heritage, they seek out other changelings and discover that the dreaming isn't completely gone from the world. A changeling's true form, called their kith, is hidden from the eyes of the mundane. Only other entities of the dreaming can see changelings for what they truly are. Modern-day changelings struggle to juggle their human life and all the problems that come with the warring noble houses and pseudo-feudal society of their Fae existence. If a changeling embraces their human side too closely, they risk losing themselves to banality. If they dive too deeply into changeling matters, bedlam strikes, a kind of madness that falls on Fae who leave the mortal world too far behind. That's the life of a changeling summed up. It's a narrow road they walk, and it's far too easy to get lost. This can be considered my introduction to the lore of Changeling the Dreaming. Changeling appears to be a hard counter to the other settings in the world of darkness, but once you scratch the surface of this modern fantasy game, one realizes these changelings, these souls of Fae in human bodies, are trying to keep the world magical and full of dreams, because if they fail, the boring, plain reality of the world of darkness would unmake them, and humanity might lose the ability to dream forever. Remember, Kithane, it is dangerous to dream too little.